I have a great shoulder mobility exercise for you. This is one of my all-time favorites, and it's using the Indian clubs. So this is a 2-pound Indian club. I have 2 of them, all right? And this little ball at the end helps it not slip out of your hands as you hold it. There are a ton of different moves. This is gonna be Indian clubs basics. And so we are going to start out with some overhead circles to get things loosened up and warmed up. The great thing about Indian clubs is they increase your shoulder mobility, so increasing range of motion by loosening up the joint, but there's also a force of a 2-pound club, and they come in lighter and heavier versions. This is a good starting point for most people. If you have an injury, you might want to start with a 1-pound club just to go a little easier, because the centrifugal force of some of these movements where you're actually swinging them around, right? That creates resistance that your joints and your muscles have to adapt to. And so they're actually gonna get stronger as they increase range of motion. I personally was able to increase my range of motion and shoulder mobility by several inches within the first 15 minutes of using these. You don't use them for more than 5-10 minutes per day. It took me 2 to 3 days, and boom, I increased my shoulder mobility, got it back to normal after years of trying to do that with all these other types of shoulder stabilization exercises. So I will teach you more of these in the later phases, but here's some basics. Overhead circles first. Hold the club from this angle, okay? And you're gonna extend up overhead. And from the shoulders, you have small circular motions. Now, you can do this direction for 10, 15, up to 30 seconds. Then you're gonna reverse direction and do it for the same period of time. And that's overhead circles. Next, internal, external shoulder rotation. Arms straight out to the side. The clubs are pointing forwards right now. I'm going to rotate them until they're pointing backwards. And I'm just gonna go back and forth. And I can increase that speed, which is going to increase some of the work that my muscles have to do to stabilize my shoulders. If this were too heavy on you, you might feel clicking and popping or some pain and discomfort. That means you need to move slower and or use a lighter weight. If that problem still exists, then you should not do this exercise. Again, 10 to 30 seconds of movement, then you're done with that. I like to then change it into an internal, external rotation from this angle out in front of me.